5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action. All right. So do you feel like there have been some things holding you back and you feel like it is with you? You wake up, you obsess over your business, how to grow it, but you just can't put your finger on what it is that's keeping people from buying from you or keeping you from going into high level places. But you can feel inside that it is you. In this video, we're going to help you uncover some mindset shifts, not just some, but 3 specific mindset shifts that you need to have in order to grow and expand your business before this year is out.
So welcome. We are the Holistic Business Network ladies, and we're excited to have these expansive conversations with you. So I recently had a situation that happened, and I was talking to Q about it, and we were like dissecting it because I guess I'm at a level where I think differently. And so let me share with you what happened. Okay, so I have an event coming up this week. Our signature event, the Holistic Health and Wellness Networking Experience, where we bring together amazing health and wellness businesses that are doing amazing things in the space. It really attracts high-level health and wellness entrepreneurs alongside businesses, and then even high-level community members that may support what we do in this space. And so I was looking for one more person, specifically in an arena that had a product that was just unique. And I met someone at a farmer's market this past weekend, and I was telling him about the event. He was very interested, wanted to do the event. He actually had a stall at this farmer's market. So I finally caught up to him a few days ago, reached out, and I said, hey, I know you really wanted to be a part of the upcoming event I have going on. I kind of got a feeling instantly that he wasn't the same person. That
his energy had changed.
His energy had totally changed. That's what it was. On the phone, he had more of like an attitude, and I was like, okay, but I was a little forgiving because I know when people call me and I don't know their number, I'm just like, okay, let me see who this is. So then I said, hey, I know, he remembered me. And then we got into conversation, and I said, I know you were really interested in having a table to showcase what you do. And he was like, yes. And so then I wanted him to know that there was actually a cost to be a part of the event. So I started to go into that, and he cuts me off and says, well, how much is it? And so I tell him it's $200. And he was like, no, I'm not paying that. I pay $600 a month to be a part of the farmers market I'm a part of. It brings in 5,000 people every month. And he was sharing with me the day I met him that he makes $20,000 to $30,000 a month selling at that farmers market. And I was like, okay, that's great. So he didn't have an issue with paying the cost because obviously he's making good income from the farmers market. But he did not want to do the event because he said, one of the things he said was, oh, I see that you have these high level events. And he said it in a way that was like a little condescending, as if that wasn't a good thing to have high level events.
High level events and high level people.
And I was just like, yeah. And he was like, well, no, I get 5,000 people that come through the farmer's market, and he does all this business. And I thought to myself, well,
I thought he also said where anyone could come by.
Yes, where anyone could come through, right? And I thought that was so interesting because in my mind, I was thinking, wow, you can be at an event that's really got your target audience. You don't have to sift through 5,000 people.
Come on.
Because out of those 5,000, there's probably only about, 10% less that's interested. But here, I'm bringing you some high-level connections, practitioners, business venues. These are people that potentially, if they thought your product was amazing, could potentially sell it within their space, in their clinic, in their venue. Like, these are partnerships that could be even bigger than just you working in a silo by yourself and selling your product every weekend at the farmer's market. They could be creating another stream of income for you that you didn't have to work as hard for. So I thought that mindset was really interesting because I was just like, wow, it was a no-brainer for me for me to think he would do it, because I'm just like, oh, this is going to be next level for you. But he did not see that.
Yeah. So he didn't see the value in what you were doing. And so we wanted to use this story as a way to show the 3 mindset shifts that many entrepreneurs and business owners in the holistic health and wellness space, in the health and wellness space, and in business overall, the mindsets that are had that are holding you back, and you ain't even much know it. So first, let's start with him working at the farmer's market in his own booth. He's by himself. You were giving him an opportunity to come out of that space by himself and maximize his efforts. So obviously something's already working for him, right? He's able to make $20,000, $30,000 a month, working 2 days out of the week on the weekend, if that's all that he does. And so that's, what did we calculate? $360,000 a year?
Yep.
So he's making about $360,000 a year. So now he knows that he has something that is working, but now how can he maximize that? You got that working, you have a system for that, but a lot of times what we do is we have something that's working and we want to stick to just that thing. We don't want to like
get too comfortable,
try to do something different, test out the waters and go beyond what is already working. So you made him an offer to do what?
To be a showcase business at the event.
But what will be the value of that for him?
The value of that is to now make connections, and he would definitely sell product at this event, because everyone who attends is very health minded and very open. Is probably one of the easiest sales you would have at these events, because you're not having to convince. These are people that are very knowledgeable about health and wellness and different modalities of health and wellness. So he would have had to work less to share what he was doing and the benefits of his product.
And work smarter too. And then the number one value that I see being offered as an opportunity, which is one of the mindset shifts that business owners and entrepreneurs can make, is not working by yourself.
Yes.
So that would be number one to me. Earlier when we were having this conversation, you said that he was content in working in a silo, and working by himself.
He didn't see the benefit of.
So if you're doing so great by yourself, imagine what happens when you maximize those efforts by collaborating with others who also have your target audience. In our methodology, we call that the
top to bottom.
Most people are interested, most business owners are focused on the bottom to top strategy, which many salespeople would know as like a door-to-door strategy. The internet came, bust down that, and now we, focus on social media, which is more of, for anybody who's familiar, like the one-to-many strategy, right? And there's different levels to the one-to-many strategy, but he's focused, like he can only talk to one person at a time. But what we like to help holistic influencers do is we like to help you be in the front of the room. Because in the front of the room is where the magic happens. That's where you master your authority. That's where you build more credibility. That's where you leverage your authority and your credibility is at the front of the room. So you were giving him the opportunity to be not only with his target audience, but then be at the front of the room.
So I have to realize that I'm in a different mindset and phase of like growth and development and the things that you realize, because at times you're working harder but not smarter. And so what our intention is to help businesses work smarter, more efficiently, but some people just are not ready mindset wise to understand that. So I think he's at a stage where working by himself, doing what he does, and he's creating good income, right? So he's not even thinking of that expansion.
How did you get into an expansion mindset?
A lot of personal development. But I think my experience in network marketing really, I feel like it's such a great start for entrepreneurs, because it really teaches you the power of building teams and not working in a silo. Like if you want to be amazing in business, you will learn really quickly that you need to help other people learn and do what you do and expand that. So you're expanding your efforts. And when you do that, that's when you start to make tons of income. So just that mindset and the fact that I've helped hundreds build businesses and coach them and grown a huge team and become a leader in my network marketing business, that has given me the mindset I have now.
A shift for me when we actually started working together more closely, I had a mindset shift in understanding something that one of our mentors says all the time about making money faster, right? And so, yes, I was able to sell programs and all the things independently, but there was that time that I made $5,000 or $6,500 in a week and I had every single sale I closed, and many of those referrals had come from you. And then I was able to share in the revenue with you of what I had made. And so I had been used to working independently throughout the last 14 years. And so what that showed me is that the more people you can bring into the success that you desire or the success that you're having, the more people you can bring in and give them value, the faster you can move. So I had been in other teams before where it was like digital teams or web TV based teams, social media teams. And we were building media conglomerates together. So I could see that in the digital space, but in the financial space, in the influence space, that is where my eyes actually opened up. Because it literally only took me 6 days or 7 days to close $6,500 in sales. And I literally came up with the idea like 3-4 days before we actually began to implement it. That was the part that really blew my mind. So we gained influence and we gained income by working together. And so that was powerful for me.
That was.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And it was fun too. It was fun.
It was like another one. Another one.
I love sales. So I know most people stray away from sales. That's not one of our mindset tips for today, but that is something to talk about how to become a lover of sales.
Yeah.
That might be a good webinar.
Write that down.
How to become a lover of sales.
Because we have to love the sale, because we know when we get the sale, we're actually helping to transform people's lives.
Yeah.
So if you're out here transforming people's lives and not getting sales,
oh my God, just Florida sun has me glistening.
Real. It just started
I'm glistening.
Oh,
I hope I have a glow.
You do.
I don't know if I believe her, y'all.
No, she does. I have one.
Okay, you have one. Okay, we're both glowing. Great. Okay, so mindset shift number 2 that I identified in that story is when you said that he said and felt that anyone could come by, so he would rather take a chance on the anyone out of the 5,000 people a week that come by. He would rather take his chance on that instead of going into a room where he knows that everyone in the room is at least interested in health and wellness. Because at the farmer's market, which is great, which I love, right? I was at that farmer's market with her too, y'all, that day.
It was fun.
As I watched her yap it up with this person. I was trying to get to some food that wasn't, actually, I take that back. I was going to say food that wasn't so healthy.
It was vegan.
But it was healthy, actually. It was vegan food and it was a cocada. I had 2 cocadas that day. So coconut milk and coconut water mixed together. But it was so good. It didn't feel like it was healthy. That's probably why I was indulgent. It was super indulgent. So he rather take a chance on people that might be there to drink at the farmer's market, because this is a lit farmer's market. People that might be there to drink or people that might be there to eat junk food. He rather take that chance on not even reaching all 5,000. You said only reaching 10% of the environment.
Yeah.
You know, because not everybody's going to walk by your booth, et cetera, et cetera. But in this environment that you intentionally curate, everyone in the room is interested in health and wellness.
Yeah. And there's another component to our experience that we have, is that we really make you connect. So
that's
we are
right.
matching you in the room to people. So he didn't even let me get to that part.
Holistic matchmakers.
Yes, we love that. He didn't let me get there because he was so, like, in his mind, he had already shut it down because he was going to be paying more than $65, which when he calculated it, he was like, oh, it's only $65 for me to have a booth here during those weekends, each day that he has a booth. So he wanted to compare the $65 to what I was charging of $200, but I was bringing him his target audience, potential partnerships. Like, I have had people that have been a part of our events that have tripled their growth in their business, that have created partnerships, that have found new employees to work in their business. Like, it's crazy the things that happen and then even gotten key referral sources and collaborations at these events because they're in a room of people like themselves. He could not see that.
And do you know what I also think is that sometimes people miss opportunities to get in the room with their target audience because they don't understand the concept of a target audience.
Yeah.
So many people, we've heard this several times, especially all of my coaches out there. And you might be guilty of this listening and watching, where someone asks you who is your target audience? And if you get asked that question, it's because they're trying to make sure, they're wanting to ensure that they have who you're looking for, or that they have an understanding of who you're looking for, or that they can connect you to who fits into your business, into your product, into your services, because a connection is what, Michelle?
You're only one connection away from changing everything.
Yeah. And so to understand what connections you need, if somebody's going to give you referrals, they want to understand your target audience. So one of the worst answers that you can give someone, but this is a mindset typically held by many business owners and entrepreneurs, is that they believe they can serve anybody and everybody. So you will ask them, well, who's your target audience? And they will say, well, anyone can really use this. Anyone can do this. Anyone. And when you go after everyone, you typically end up getting no one. And even if you do get someone's, it typically runs out really fast. There will come a time where you can no longer serve everyone. So in business, in building your personal brand and building your influence, you want to identify who is the target audience, who can best use this message, this solution that you have. So he didn't understand that the target audience was going to be there. He also didn't let you get that far.
No, because he was so caught up in the cost, which is crazy, because you realize he's making $20,000 to $30,000 a month. $200 is nothing. So I don't know. It's almost like he's living this abundance, but still has this scarcity mindset.
Earlier, you said some people's mindset isn't as rich as their bank account.
Oh, yeah.
So T.I. has a song from way back when. How does that? There's a verse he has in a song. You something, but you're piss poor morally. Do you know that song?
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
I think it's just live your life. Hey, I think that's what it is, right? So some people have a bank account, but you're piss poor mentally. So you won't be able to hold it because your mindset does not match what is in the income.
There
what's
you go.
Coming in.
So good.
So you stay hot for a minute, but eventually it'll falter out. So you got to get that mindset together.
Yep.
Like some entrepreneurs who are booming right out the gate, and then they come to a standstill because they don't understand what actually just happened. How are they able to have that success? So there's some methods, some rules, some rules to the game. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. It's your story.
No, the breakdown is fire.
The third thing that I identified in this story is really good. The third thing I identified in this story is when he said, because I was listening to the story and trying to figure this out. When he said,
breaking it down,
you're not gonna, I know you're gonna have high level people or high level it's a high level event. And he said it in a condescending tone, which I was having a conversation with Peter about this and how tone really, really matters.
Yeah.
Right? Because sometimes people be like, oh, you need to, if you bothered by somebody's tone matters. Right? Tone helps you communicate the message. And if you're not if you don't have the right tone, sometimes your message can get all kinds of misconstrued, and it can keep you from having influence over the people that you want to have influence over. But that's another video for another day as well. So when he said that in a condescending tone about high level event or high level people, you know, I know you're going to have that. And then he's telling you about these 5,000 people that he gets on a weekly basis, and how much he makes. It almost sounded like, it reminded me of some of the people that do not believe. So the third mindset shift that is super, super, super of the most uber importance when it comes to mindset that is going to help you grow and expand and have influence in the health and wellness industry is going to be belief.
Yep. Belief.
Yeah.
And in my experience, I love this conversation about belief because I come from a corporate background, so I had no idea about belief. Why would I need belief in anything, right? But you think of belief when it comes to faith a lot of times. But when it comes to just the everyday thing, do you really think about belief as much? So I think that people that don't invest in like personal development and growth, they might not even consider this to be a problem. But when you invest in personal development and growth, you know it's a problem. Because I know through my experience with network marketing, I was taught the first belief you have to have is in yourself. If you don't have belief in yourself, why would you go out there and share this message that you are sharing? Like you're not going to do it because you don't even have the belief in yourself to then project that. And mind you, we're all energetic beings, right? So people can pick up on your energy and they're going to know, even if you're sharing a message and you don't have belief, they're going to know it. They're going to know you don't have that belief. So the first thing is belief in yourself. The way that I was taught, the second thing was belief in your product, because I share a natural product. But I was saying that could translate to belief in whatever you're doing, right? Whatever the thing you're doing, you got to believe that it's going to help people transform and change. Like if you don't, then you out here selling, what do they call it?
Hope.
No, not even just hope. But back in the day, they used to like people. There were like gypsy people that would go around and sell like what do they call it?
Pixie dust.
Not even pixie dust. I forgot that.
I know the term. I can't think of it right now.
So otherwise, you're out here just selling like a dream.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's not going to work for people. So. And people will pick up on that too. People can see if you're being authentic or not. So the first is belief in yourself. The second is belief in what you're doing. And then the third is belief in, and we would say the company, because you want to have that trust in the company you're partnered with. But we're translate that here to say the industry, whatever the industry you're in. Do
you really believe that the natural, holistic health and wellness industry can make an impact on people's lives?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so are you seeing people's lives transform? Are you hearing the stories? Are you hearing these testimonies that light you up? Like I'm lit up because I hear stories all the time in so many different ways of how people in the health and wellness space are helping people transform their lives, come back from near death, cure disease. Like I could go on and on. So you got to have that kind of belief. If you in here just to make some money, people will pick up on it. You might make a quick buck here and there, but eventually, you know. Yeah. So I wonder, this gentleman that I was talking with, where his real like heart is at with this, because what he has is really great, but if he doesn't have that real belief.
Well, you know what I also hear is, and I've had this conversation with people before. I was telling you earlier that when I growing up in Miami Gardens, when I decided to become a business owner for myself, I come from a family of business owners. Just in case.
35 minutes.
I come from a family of business owners, but when I decided to go solo dolo and, you know, become a business owner on my own terms outside of the family's business, people were asking me, this is almost 15 years ago from today, people kept asking me like, but how are you doing this? What are you doing? Why are you with those people? Like, they were trying to crack a code because they couldn't fathom what I was doing based on where I came from. So these people that were asking me based on where we came from, right? And so what I realized way back when, and I've seen it play out over the last 15 years, is people will only go as far as they believe they can go. So people thought that we needed to live in Miami Gardens, we need to work in Miami Gardens, we need to play in Miami Gardens. And there's so many business owners coming out of Miami Gardens these days that and successful people that I know that this is not still the mainstream concept ideology running rampant.
Yeah.
But back then it was just like, how, why, how, I don't understand. You know what I mean? And I didn't necessarily have the understanding in order to share it with them. But in my mind, I would always think, why can't I go to West Palm Beach? Why are you acting like I'm going to freaking Europe or something? Like, you know, there was a mindset of people like us don't do things like that. People like us don't go places like that. And so I realized that your belief system will either help you expand or your belief system will keep you stuck where you are. So this young man, when I'm hearing the tone in which he's asking the question, it sounds to me like he does not see himself in an environment where high level people are, where the target audience is. I'd rather take my chances. And he's probably, like we see at most exhibitor tables, approaching people that he feels comfortable with. Now, I know a lot of y'all new age people gonna say, oh, I vibe with the energy. Yeah, maybe you do. Or maybe you're just hiding behind who feels comfortable. Do they look like me? Are they dressed like me? Do they talk like me? And you're feeling uncomfortable and going beyond going beyond the belief system. And so there's a shift in belief that needs to occur in order to help you transfer the belief to the other person who you want to help change their life. And then the last thing I want to say, because I feel called to say it, is we say this at a lot of our events, which is, you brought it up earlier, the people, do you believe in this industry? What is your heart really like? Right? There are people out here dying. There are people out here dying because you are hiding behind a message. Because you want to work in a silo. Not as many people are getting the message that should be getting the message or should be getting the solution that you offer. Right? Because you're not entering into a room with the people that already have your target audience and can help you work faster and smarter. You want to go door to door, you're missing out on people. All this time you taking, people dying left and right, because you out here hiding and not willing to shift your beliefs and your perspectives. And I take this very personally because it could be my mom, it could be her, it could be somebody's brother, it could, all of that. But you say you're here to help heal these people and get them solutions. So let's go. Let's have influence.
That part. Y'all got her fired up now.
I like the little thing you say. That part. That's my new
So
thing.
good.
That part.
We have to step it up, man. It's just, But we understand people are at different phases of where they are in their mindset, right? But that's why we're here today, to have these expansive conversations in case anybody hasn't heard this before. We want to help transform minds, and that way you can then transform what you're doing and have the influence that you need to have out in this space.
There was a lot of stuff I used to think I wasn't ready for. And I would always be saying, I wasn't ready. One thing was writing a book. Right? Our book, my book coach and our latest member of the network, Sandra, pulled me to the side and said, how are you going to be out here moving in this world with all of this power and not have a book? But I thought I had to wait till I reached a certain financial threshold, until I reached a certain influence status, not realizing that the book was going to help me reach those different thresholds,
Mhm.
not realizing, oh, I'll wait until I get to a certain place to join a network
Yep.
or to get a business partner, not
Yep.
realizing that by joining the network, by getting the business partner, that was what was going to help me shoot up like a rocket to the moon.
Mhm.
You know, it's typically, it goes back to the
guilty
belief
too.
system. It's typically in the thing that you're telling yourself you're not ready to do, that you must do, that you need to feel compelled to do in order to get to that next level.
Mhm.
So those are our mindset shifts.
Yes. Yes. We could go on about this, but this was so good.
How do you want to close this out? This is our first one. So how are we going to close it out? We need a cool closing.
Oh my God. Holistic Business Lady signing off. I don't know.
What's the one word you want to leave the people?
Expand your mind.
Expand your mind and
Business.
or expand your mind to
Expand your business.
expand your mind to expand your business. Is there anything I want to say? Oh, I know what I want to say.
Okay.
I want to say poverty season of the mind, of the body, of the spirit, and of the business is officially over. Make your move today.
Fire.
Wait, I gotta write it down because if I
Fire.
don't, I'm gonna forget. Wait, do you remember yours?
Expand your mind to expand your business.
Poverty season
Mm-hmm.
of the mind,
So good.
body, and business. Should I say mind, body, soul, and business, or mind, body, and business
Mind, body, and business.
is officially over. The only one that needs to catch up is you.
That's so
Make the
good.
moves today.
That's so fire.
Officially over. The only one that
And then
needs to
should we
catch up.
say to
We leaving all this in. They're watching us create our closing. We're leaving this in. Okay. Poverty season of the mind, body, and business is officially over. The only one that needs to know it
is you.
is you.
That's so good.
So make your next move your best move. I'm so long-winded.
And in the description, we'll have links to
what's coming up next
and
our next training or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, we did it.
We did it.
Our first episode that we have been just putting off and off and off.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready now with everything that we have.
It's time.
We made it happen.
Yep.
All right. Holistic Business Network ladies, signing off.
Signing off. And with a word to say that, oh Lord. Expand your mind and expand. Oh wait, no. Expand your mind to expand your business.
And poverty season is officially over. Poverty season of the mind, body, and business is officially over. The only one that needs to know it is you. So together we're going to say, so make your next move your best move.
Ooh.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. So make your next move your best move.
Let's go.
That was good. I love it. I love all the shenanigans.
Still recording.
Girl, your phone is a